What's up guys, I'm Zach. That's Yosemite. We're back on the road. We left Tucson, we're in southern New Mexico at White Sands National Park. It's pretty cold here, even though we're in the desert. It got down to like 29 degrees last night and it snowed. After the morning sun came out, it pretty much all melted away. Now we're gonna drive into the national park and maybe do some dune sledding. All right guys, drove into the park. Check out this landscape. It's just these huge white sand dunes. They're really bright, so I gotta wear the sunglasses. And I'm gonna find a good dune to sled on. I don't know if you can see the reflection, but I've got my little turtle shell sled hooked to my backpack. This is amazing, you guys. I'm 100 yards onto this trail, and I am just surrounded by white sand dunes. Let's take a closer look at these sand dunes. Right now the sand is pretty wet because it snowed last night, but normally it's powder-like and very fine. It's a little early in the video, but I think it's time for a alert. The sand here is actually made of gypsum, a mineral that is abundant in the mountains that surround White Sands National Park. Gypsum is also found in drywall and plaster. Water with dissolved gypsum flows from the mountains to the basin that lies at the lowest point of White Sands National Park. Once the water evaporates, it leaves behind gypsum crystals, which are very soft. Light winds can blow gypsum particles across the landscape and add them to the dunes we see today. This hike is leading me up and over sand dunes, and it is a workout. I think I'm gonna start looking for a good sand dune to sled down. That one looks all right. All right, I got you guys on the tripod. Before I head up there, I'm gonna put on my little face scarf that I happened to buy while I was in Tucson. And I'm gonna wax the sled. This little cube of wax was $1.99 at the gift shop. By the way, I wasn't even planning on sledding here. I didn't know that it was an option until I got to the visitor center and saw a sign for sled rentals at the gift shop. This used sled was $10 and they'll buy it back if I don't break it for $3. So it's a $7 rental. Not a bad deal. I'm just gonna put a little bit of wax since the sand is already pretty wet. All right, I'll see you guys at the bottom. That was awesome! Time for round 2. This is the coolest thing ever. I'm gonna give you guys some perspective here. This is my sand dune. It's pretty tall. Shred the gnar, dude. Shred it! Whoa! Oh, I forgot to put my scarf up. I got sand in my mouth. It's okay, it's gypsum. I might just do this all day. It's so much fun. I'm covered in sand. For some reason, my phone's battery just plummeted and I think I don't have a lot of recording time left. So for this last one, I'm gonna go down backwards. Yeah! I finished sledding. I spent about an hour on that one dune, and some other people came to watch and take pictures of me, which was pretty funny. I'm covered in sand. I can feel it in my underwear. Anyone who knows me really well knows that I hate sand. This was well worth it. Sometimes you have to embrace the negatives to gain more from the positives. All right, finished the hike. We're out on a little walk with Yosemite here. He's gonna do some sledding. All right, just a quick visit to White Sands National Park. Now we're back on the road, headed to Carlsbad Caverns National Park. We're driving through the mountains of Lincoln National Forest in New Mexico. I haven't seen snow all winter until I got to New Mexico, and now in the mountains there is real snow. Oh, do you want to drive? Now, Carlsbad Caverns National Park is obviously a cave, and they offer tours of the cave, but I didn't reserve one early enough, and they all sold out. There is a section of the cave where you can walk through on your own, so that's what I'll do. Alright guys, just got to Carlsbad. I basically got the last ticket that lets me go in through the natural entrance of the cave. So I'm walking down to it right now. Here it is. Okay, we're getting into the cave here. The natural entrance is way bigger than I thought it would be. So this trail is about 2.5 miles until I come out the other side of the cavern. I don't know how much you can see here, but it is huge. I'm descending on a switchback path further into the cave. There's not a lot of lighting in here, so I can't get good video. Okay guys, I'm in a smaller room now. There's lots of, I believe they call it popcorn. For anyone that has trypophobia, look away now. It's also super creepy in here because it's a self-guided walk and I'm the only one in here. Okay, I'm back in a huge room. The ceiling is probably 100 yards above me. Okay, I just entered another room. It's called the Green Lake Room. It's got lots of stalactites and stalagmites, which are the things you see in caves hanging from the ceilings and coming up from the ground. They're formed when water drips and leaves residue behind, and over time it forms a fragile icicle-looking thing. The way I remember which is that stalactites have to hold tight to the ceiling. And stalagmites, well, you might just trip over one. Oh, I just got dripped on. If I lay here long enough, I could grow a stalagmite unicorn horn. This is really cool, and I'm seeing a lot of awesome stuff, but it's starting to freak me out a little bit, and I need to get out of this godforsaken cave. Whoa, cool fact alert. This is one of 3 caves in the world that God has forsaken. Alright, I'm finally out of the cave, get some fresh air. The humidity in there is also like 90%, so I was sweating. That was awesome, I'm glad I saw it, but now I'm off to Guadalupe Mountains National Park, which is just across the Texas-New Mexico border. Hey, you little stalagmite. Okay, I think you guys will find this pretty amusing, how my cat gets up on the bed. I'll tell you how I get up on the bed. What I do is I step on this bench and then crawl up into the bed. But Yosemite can't jump up on the bench yet. Okay, this is how Yosemite normally gets on the bed. So I'll put the toy up here, so he has to run through, and he comes up. And now he's on the counter and he can just jump from the counter to the bed. Put it up on the counter, so he has to... Whoa! Alright guys, I made it to Guadalupe Mountains National Park. This hike has led me into a canyon and I'm surrounded by mountains. I just passed another hiker. When I went by, he said, "Well, how diddly do?" I guess that's what they say here in Texas. I'm also getting kind of tired of vlogging, so I'm gonna end this video here. I'm heading to Big Bend National Park in 2 days, so here are some photos from that. I have lots of photography for sale on my Redbubble profile. Go to redbubble.com and search Zach Auerbach or click the link in the description. With that, I'll say stay safe, be kind, and go do something that puts a smile on your face. I'll see you next time.